three going at it tonight. That's going to be a good one. I wish I was calling that one. No offense to South and Madison. I wish I was calling that one for sure. Cleveland Central Catholic, St. Vincent, St. Mary's. That's going to be a hell of a hoops game here on a Tuesday night. So if you guys get a chance, join me. I'll be glad to hear from you guys. And as I said, streaming everywhere on WINTradio.com. Last thing before we get ready to get out of here today, we were talking earlier with Jeff Gorman about the Baseball Hall of Fame and the voting for the ballot, and it came down 4 of the 6. And I did not think that entire grouping of 6 that we talked about would get in here today. 4 of those names, though, that we mentioned did get elected. Craig Biggio makes it in after coming so close. He was just 2 votes shy last year. That mistake was corrected. A lot of people, he appeared on 44 more ballots did Biggio than he did last year when he fell just 2 votes short. So a big increase in people that voted for Biggio as he blew through the 75% mark. Speaking of blowing through, we were just talking earlier about the highest percentages and the first ballot Hall of Famers and all of that. Randy Johnson is now the 8th highest first ballot vote Hall of Famer in Major League Baseball Hall of Fame history. 97.3% of the voters voted Randy Johnson into the Hall of Fame. He goes in on the first ballot, and as I said, his first ballot, 97.3%, 8th highest of all players ever elected into the Hall of Fame. It's also the first time this year since 1955 that 4 players made it in 1 year, a robust class, as joining Randy Johnson, the big unit, and Craig Biggio are the other 2 pitchers that Jeff and I talked about in length here this morning, Pedro Martinez and John Smoltz. Both of those guys joined. Smoltz now finishes out the triumvirate from that incredible Atlanta Braves rotation. We know firsthand running into them, true buzzsaw style, when we met them at their peak in the World Series there in 95. Smoltz makes it. He gets 82% of the ballots, and he joins Greg Maddux and Tom Glavine, who both went in last year. All 3 of those guys now, that pitching staff, will be forever immortalized into the Baseball Hall of Fame. And Pedro Martinez, on the back of his 3 Cy Young Awards, appeared on 91.1% of the ballots, and he also will be joining the Hall of Fame on the first ballot. 3 first ballot Hall of Famers here today. Randy Johnson, Pedro Martinez, John Smoltz, Craig Biggio makes it in as well on his 3rd attempt after coming so close. Also, Mike Piazza, I thought Piazza would make it today. He came close. He jacked his percentage up another nearly 8%. His first year, he finished at 57%. Last year, Piazza was up to 62%. This year, Mike Piazza fell 28 votes short of election, 70% he needed to get to 75. So Piazza appears to be perhaps in that Biggio category of a guy who over the next year or 2, voters perhaps will begin to correct their mistake, I guess would be a way to say, because he definitely crept up 28 votes short here, but working his way up. I definitely expect Piazza to make it in over the next few ballots. Roger Clemens, Barry Bonds, by the way, we mentioned them earlier, nowhere near the performance that they had last year. A lot of people who voted for them last year dropped off of it this year. Clemens finished with only 206 votes. Barry Bonds, less than that, 202 votes here. For comparison, looking at that's less than 50%. Let's see, Martinez was on 500 ballots, which was 91%. So if Clemens and Bonds were on approximately 200 ballots, what were they, 40%, 35%, similar to their voting probably from last year. Looks like they dropped a few, but they're going to just sit in that category forever. All right, final quartet inducted July 26th. One time again, Randy Johnson, Pedro Martinez, John Smoltz, Craig Biggio going into the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. Man, guys, as I said, long show, closing in on 3 hours. Don't know how we got there. Hopefully you stuck with us through the duration of it, and you come back with us tomorrow. As we said, we've got a busy slate. We have Dan Wismar from the Cleveland Fan, talking Buckeyes and Bucks versus Ducks and Oregon and all of that. We've got John McMullen from the Sports Network in the house talking NFL playoffs and Browns. And we wrap it up with Doug Plagans, the voice of the Lake Erie Monsters, joining us live tomorrow as well for a Hump Day edition of the Sports Fix. And I look forward to having each and every one of you guys hopefully here with us. And maybe you'll bring some friends with you too. I see Charles in the chat room. Jackets play tonight. Columbus Blue Jackets, 8:30 tonight. They are 17-3 heading into tonight's game, coming off of a win over Colorado. All right, you guys, we are going to call it a day, and I look forward to seeing each and every one of you guys here with us tomorrow, live, noon. You know how we do it. Same bat time, same bat channel right here across the Sports Fix Radio Network. Look forward to seeing you guys here tomorrow. Enjoy tonight, and let's do it Hump Day style tomorrow. We love you, Cleveland. We'll see you right here on The Fix.
King James, we are not the empire, but this is where the kings play. Cleveland,
we rep our city. Blue lights separate the grind from the gritty. We're sick fitted. Hood pass cover any city that we visit. When the up on Cleveland.